Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Ifeoluwa Alavi, and today I'm having an exciting discussion today. But before I actually go right into the discussion, if you have not subscribed to my channel, I want you to take this moment. Please take this moment to subscribe. I'm just going to be waiting for you. I'm going to be count 1 to 5 so that I can just wait 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Thank you so much for subscribing. And if you at one point enjoy my content, please don't just watch and go. I want you to also click the like button because it helps with my visibility. And I also want you to drop a comment. Just tell me, show some love. Thank you so much for doing that. So today I'm going to be talking about the confession of a first-time mom. Mother was such a gift from God. It's a privilege that I'm very grateful for. I'm a mother of two amazing God's gifts, God's blessings, and I'm grateful to God for giving me my children because each of these children actually represent a spectacular moment of my life. So, but this video is going to be focusing on just talking about my confession, I gave birth. I had my first child in 2020. Yeah, my son's birthday is actually coming up. I mean, so it's on the 7th of April 2020. That was when I had my first child, and it's just a very memorable moment for me. But why I'm grateful for those moments, I really have some confession to make. So number one confession is I did not know how pregnancy got it happen. Yes, I didn't know how to actually better say it. But here is the backstory. As newly married, we kind of discussed that we're not going to have a baby. We're not going to get pregnant, until maybe 6 months after, getting married. We're able to get ourselves, prepared emotionally, mentally, financially, having a baby. And at that point, a lot of things were just happening. I just gotten a new job. My husband is also launching his own business. We just felt like, okay, let's just take a moment to just enjoy the moment. We're literally new. I mean, we're new across all board. We wanted to just, figure out how this marriage actually work. But guess who got pregnant after 2 months? It was me. I did not know when exactly that I got pregnant. There's some couples that they were like, "Oh, we're getting pregnant the month of June. I mean, it's going to happen." You don't have exactly need to know the date, but for me, I really don't know. I just found out I was pregnant. And by the time I found out I was pregnant, I was about 5 weeks going, and oops. Then number two was that it took my colleague at work to tell me that I was pregnant before I knew I am pregnant. I have never been pregnant before, obviously, but in Nigeria where I'm from, we don't mind our business. We don't mind our business. For example, if you recently got married, after people always say this prayer for you that after 9 months we want to hear you're expecting a baby or you already have a baby. So literally everybody in my office then knew that I was newly married, and lo and behold, I mean, the kind of job that I was doing then, I had to come to work so early. I had to go to work so early, and I had a couple of people, females, that were working together. And here is something that started happening to me was, even though I'll bring my lunch or I'll bring my breakfast, whatever it is, to office, and sometimes at times when I don't have so much time on my hand, I have to go and buy. So there's usually this woman very close to the office that usually sell food. I have points in my life. I'll bring my breakfast, I'll bring my lunch, I'll even ask, I had some people that work with me, support staff that usually help with errands. I asked them to go and buy me food. And look at this girl, after eating all of this food, this moment in my life, I was always wanting to eat other people's food. Literally, it's very unlike me, really, it's very unlike me. But one of these days, one of my colleagues just said, if it is on that, you're always begging for everybody's food. I hope you're not pregnant. I'm like, oh, excuse me, it's because I am begging for your food. It was so bad at that point that if I asked my classmate that, oh, that's my classmate, my colleague for food, and they didn't give me, it kind of hurt me. eventually they always give me. And someone just said, "Are you sure you're not pregnant?" I'm like, "Okay," because this one that you are always asking for other people's food. This is how some people's pregnancy symptoms start. And really, I wasn't having anything like any nausation. I wasn't vomiting. It was just food. And until the colleague on match really talked about it, and my husband came to carry me after work that day, and I was like, baby, let's go do test. I wasn't feeling, I think I'm not feeling too well. And he was like, okay, okay, okay. And before we got married, it's part of our church custom that you must actually take a pregnancy test, like a blood test. So we had a place that we had up, like before marriage for church. And we just, it was on our way home. My husband and I just dropped in, and right there, we took a pregnancy test, and boom, we're pregnant. Confession number three was I did not know that you need to get, like, you can actually do pregnancy tests have besides you going to the lab. So yeah, please don't blame me. Just listen, don't judge. But now you obviously. So then I really did not know that you need, like, you can get into pharmacy. It didn't just occur to me, like, for real. It didn't just occur to me. My mind was just like, okay, go to the lab and take a test, your blood test. It didn't really occur to me that you can actually take a home test. But now, obviously, now I have pregnancy kits, home test. I don't really have to get to the lab. So it was such an innocent one that when it came to me, it was also going to the lab that actually occurred to me. So I got confirmed right in the lab. I mean, it still really paid me till today that, all those, you want to surprise your husband and say, we're having a baby. It didn't happen to me. But really, it's joy, it's joy. Number four confession, I didn't really know that money sickness is actually a serious thing. Many people have actually talked about it, but I've never really paid attention to it. Come and see me. The moment that I found out that I was pregnant, you need to see all the symptoms in this world started. I was vomiting, I was having money sickness. I remember that it was so bad that I usually always, when I'm working, I have to like carry a pinch of salt in my mouth so that my mouth doesn't have to produce saliva and I don't have to go to the washroom, because I was working then as a research officer, and then I had to, like, my game had to be on fire, or like I have to be on point, So it was, money sickness was a lot. It was a lot. At a point, people died because it was like a training thing. My role then, my participants were noticing that I wasn't as agile, but I didn't want to tell them that I was pregnant. And now that leads to my next point, which is number five, is that I was so shy about pregnancy. Yes, I was so shy about pregnancy. And that actually affected the way I even enjoyed my bump in the early days of the pregnancy, or early months of the pregnancy. I think I didn't get to start enjoying rocking pregnancy until when I was about 6 months. Look at me. I was the one, when I found out I was pregnant, I was wearing big clothes. I was too shy. Even in church, like, some people had to even eventually detect that I was pregnant. I was always wearing big clothes, free clothes, in my head. I didn't want people to, people were like, oh, this lady, how did she get pregnant? People be like, Sister Ife. So, Sister Ife and brother, am I? Well, we were married, so obviously marriage is honorable with bed on the foul. So, but I was so shy. I didn't want people to know I was pregnant, and it was so bad that I didn't even. I didn't tell my mom that I was pregnant until like mid of the pregnancy. Like, I was 5 months or like 4 months gone. I was so shy, and when I wanted to tell her I was pregnant, I sent her a text. I was so shy. Please don't blame me. It was such like, oh, people were like, so people will feel like, just put it that way. Even when I was working, I was always wearing big clothes. I didn't want my colleagues to know I was pregnant. But it got to a point, people would say that there is a common adage that will say that pregnancy will always show. It will announce itself by itself. So no matter how long you want to hide it, pregnancy will definitely still come out. Another confession that I made, I think this should be my number six, if I'm not missing it, or maybe six or seven, was another thing that happened to me, that I did not know that pregnancy usually come with its own different hormones, like like mood. I was just, during pregnancy was a whole lot for me. I'm not even going to joke. My first pregnancy, I remember there was time that myself and my husband we had like an argument, and it wasn't even an argument. I think he just said something, and what he said fell at the wrong side, wrong side for me. And I told him I'm angry and I don't think I can tolerate this kind of thing. I didn't know that was all pregnancy, bass balls, please. I remember there was one day, that same night when it was like he was talking something I wasn't having it. I remember I would tell him that, see, the way you're stressing me, I don't want to sleep in this house. I'm going to go and sleep in the hotel because I cannot deal with this stress. Oh my god, please blame pregnancy hormones. And I remember then my husband like, so my husband had to start begging me that night. I said, what is going on, woman? What are we talking about? Where do you take it to? Please don't go. And he had to beg me. And I was like, oh, I cannot tolerate it. I cannot tolerate it. I'm a pregnant woman. I need some rest. I don't need stress. So really, I didn't know that pregnancy usually come with some, like, it's just because of the hormonal change, some of your attitude can actually be affected. Number seven, yes, I believe it's going to be number seven. I did not know. Another confession that I had was, my auntie Nata. I was too shy for my doctor. Like, now, like when you go for antenatal, and fortunately, I won't even say fortunately, coincidentally, my doctors, for the pregnancy were, I didn't really have like one doctor, like I had like three doctors, and they were all male. I remember the first time I went to the hospital, like do a scan, and the doctor said I should open my tummy. I'm like, it's another man. I'm opening my tummy for another man. What is going on here? I did not know that the moment you step into motherhood, my sister, my brother, all this, you just become shameless. Not that you won't have your, obviously, not that you won't have your, what will I call it, togetherness or packaging, but at some point to become, I'll give you another gist. I was so shy, when the doctor like open your tummy, like throughout that I had my baby, I didn't allow my doctor to check what is going on inside. It was just my tummy, and that was all. At the point, doctor was like, oh, Mrs. Alap, can you open it? That I can you, maybe we want to do like a scan. You have to like, like shift my trousers. I was always going to the office for trousers because I didn't want anything that will cause another man to be checking in my area. All right, so that was just it. And leading to the next one was, nobody told me about labor. Oh my god, I really want to do a video on labor. Hey, so when I was going to have my baby, thank God, beside the fact that I go for my antenatal classes, there was some online, because I really wasn't talking. Yes, there are books and all. So there was this online midwife, Tolu the midwife, that I followed. And also that there's a community page that I just saw online randomly and I joined, and they actually like educate and all about pregnancy. But nobody told me the gravity of labor. Even though I'm very grateful to God that my labor was very short, as a first time mom, my labor was about 6 hours. Nobody told me about labor. Oh my god. I remember that in my church we usually have this counseling unit for for pregnant women. And I remember my pastor telling us that don't worry, just encourage us in the Lord and all. I said, don't worry, labor is smooth, it's not that hard because she's a doctor. I really should not lie, obviously. But my mom also said this thing, like when my mom was like educating me about pregnancy, it was like, oh, when it's time for labor, don't worry, just come to the hospital. Before you know it, you're out. Tell me what happened. About 12, 12 a.m. I called the doctor like, doctor, what about this? What is going on here? Look at me here. I did not allow doctor check you. When doctor wanted to check, I said, doctor, because he's a man. I said, oh, I prefer a nurse to check it. But guess who said, doctor, come and check? It was me. Oh, when the labor, like when I was like about, I think 8 centimeter dilated. Oh my god, I couldn't hold it. It was even me calling doctor. Now I'm in doing package. I said, doctor, please come and check it out. Labor was a lot. I thank God for a supportive husband. My husband was right beside me, and I remember that day. My husband was beside me, and he's been awake because we were doing all preps and all. And it was with me throughout the night. Obviously, it's very difficult for somebody to actually keep their eyes open throughout the night. And I remember my husband dozing at a point. I had to give him, Abby, I'm sleeping. He was the Lord. I'm a typical person that I literally like speak English most times. For come and see me on my labor day, I was speaking Yoruba, not just Yoruba, conk Yoruba. I have a background in CACU. Look at who was on the labor ward and say, Babalola Olomi Yere o. Hey, I was like, yeah, yeah, Olomi Yere o. I was such a dramatic, but even though I was not like making a whole lot of noise, but if I remember, I was, then when your water, like at that point, my water had all drained out, and literally you can see the baby's hand right from my tummy, and I was like, mo fara mo Ọlọ́run baba lola, yeah. I say, the way labor happens, like the thing will do like this, and just and just leave you. I feel like I'm sorry if you have not yet, if you have maybe you're pregnant or you're not yet had a baby. Don't be scared. It's not that hard. I feel like maybe I was just too extra dramatic because my body was getting exposed to that level of pain for the first time. So it was a whole lot. I remember I just spread out my leg. Mo fara mo Ọlọ́run Adeboye. I say, Ọlọ́run Obaje, which is my pastor. Shanu me, shanu me, shanu me, shanu me, one thing I know that some about gist of people saying that some people when they are pregnant during labor they use that period to abuse their husband. Some people go to the SM. But me, I was in that period. I was shining into God. I remember when it was about 2 a.m. I asked my husband to call my pastor because my pastor that did all the counseling for us during pregnancy. Like I said, hello, ma. You did not tell me it's going to be this painful. She was like, woman of God, just calm down. Just calm down. Don't worry. The baby will soon be out. And when the baby is out, you're just going to feel this relief. God bless you, Pastor Kenny. It was just high. But yeah, it was like I wasn't turning the whole hospital down. And that day I just eating before that before I went to the hospital, I took fufu and vegetable soup. Oh my god, I vomited everything. It was like labor story is a story on its own. So didn't know that labor could be that. But when the baby came out, oh my god,